A special request to all of you before I start the explanation, please leave all your work and sit down to watch this explanation in one go. Because this movie is so full of tension that you will not be able to take your eyes off it for a second. So today, we are going to watch the explanation of the much-discussed movie Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan, which is considered one of the most groundbreaking films in Hollywood. So without further ado, let's start today's movie explanation. At the beginning of the movie, let's learn some important information about Inception, so that it will be easier for you to understand later. This movie shows that multiple people can dream at the same time. There are basically 3 levels of this dream, where the time period of each level is different, which you will understand after watching the movie. First, we see Leonardo Dicaprio, whose character's name is Dominic Kobe. His job is to enter people's dreams and steal all the secret information that they hide from others. Kobe has a special team and a special machine. If 2 people are connected to this machine, they can go into each other's dreams. That is, as many people as are connected to this machine, they can come and go in each other's dreams. Also, many dream levels can be created in a dream. Or in simple terms, many more dreams can be seen inside a dream. Let's give an example. Suppose, you and 6 of your friends are in a dream together. If you fall asleep there, and enter each other's friend's dream, then a new level will be created. That is, another level is created within the dream. Time passes very quickly in dreams. For example, if you sleep for an hour in the real world, then your dream in level 1 in the dream world will be like 10 hours. And if you are in level 2, then the time there will be a week. Similarly, the time in level 3 will be about 6 months. That is, the deeper you go, the longer the time will be. And there are 3 ways to return to reality from this dream world. The first way is that they use a kind of sleeping pill to go to the dream world. Now, after a certain period of time, the effect of this pill has passed. The person will be able to wake up on their own. Now the second way is push or something. If someone pushes a sleeping person and throws him into the water, he will wake up and he will come out of this dream world naturally. And the third way is totem. That is, how can someone understand whether he is in a dream or not? Kobe has a totem. The one he spins in his dream keeps spinning continuously, never falling down. But in the real world, that totem only spins for a while. This is how everyone understands the difference between dreams and reality. And from here, the main story of our movie begins. At the beginning of the movie, we see Kobe lying on the seaside, and he seems to be an old man. Basically, just like how Kobe can enter people's dreams and steal information, as we said earlier, he can insert new ideas into someone's dreams. The ideas that Kobe steals from are quite valuable. For example, someone has a plan to build a new machine, or a plan to start a new business. It also happens that the lyrics of a song that has not been released yet, or the script of a movie that has not been released. All such important ideas are there. However, when Kobe was lying by the sea, some soldiers came to check him and took him to their boss Saito. The soldiers get 2 things from Kobe, a gun and a totem. Then Saito looks at the things and says, "A man like you met me a long time ago, who had these 2 things." Then the story goes into a complete flashback, where we see young Saito, a famous Japanese businessman. And with him are Kobe and Arthur, and they are all in their youth. Saito is eating and talking to Kobe and Arthur. Kobe is trying to get information out of Saito by manipulating his words. Kobe and Arthur go on a mission given to them by their engineering company. Their job was to enter Saito's dream and steal his secret information. So Arthur and Kobe enter Saito's dream with a thread. There, Kobe finds a paper with confidential written on it. Because of this, Saito realizes that he is dreaming and starts controlling his own dreams. Then he traps Kobe and Arthur. Meanwhile, Kobe's dead wife Maya appears in Kobe's dream, who shoots Arthur in the leg, resulting in Kobe and Arthur's mission failed. Now the question may be that how did Saito know that he was in a dream? So in this dream, there was an architect named Nas. His job was to create the environment inside the dream, so that Kobe and Arthur could easily steal secret information from Saito. But Saito finds a mistake in the dream, and realizes that he is sleeping. Meanwhile, his dead wife Maya appears from Kobe's subconscious mind, and fails the mission. As a result, Kobe, Arthur, and Nas escape to a hotel, leaving Saito on the train. As soon as Kobe, Arthur, and Nas leave the hotel, Saito and his team capture them in a helicopter. And as Nas is being taken away by Saito's men, Kobe asks Saito what he will do with Nas. Saito then replies that Kobe does not need to know. Saito takes Kobe and Arthur to the helicopter, and Kobe is offered a new job. To do this job, Kobe does not have to steal anything, but rather he has to create a new idea or thought in someone's mind. Saito explains the job well. Saito is a big businessman, and the owner of the company, with which he is the biggest competitor, is an old man named Marquise Fisher. He is the owner of a huge corporate empire, Fisher Morrow. Marquis is now very sick, so he is now in the hospital. So naturally, if he dies, then all the responsibilities of the company will fall into the hands of his son Robert Fisher. Now Saito says that Robert must be given an idea that will completely destroy his father's company. Hearing this, Arthur says that stealing an idea from someone's head is easy, but putting a new idea into someone's head, that is, Inception, is not so easy. Then Kobe suddenly says that he can do this job, because Kobe has done this job before. Actually, when Kobe first started going to the dream world, he didn't know much about the dream world. Then when Kobe's wife Maya started traveling in her dreams, they started testing whether it was possible to go to the second level of the dream. In this way, the two of them created levels in each other's dreams and started going there. However, they did not know at that time that the deeper they went in the dream, the longer the time would be according to the level. As a result, Kobe and Maya continued to enter the depths of the dream. In this way, they spent up to 50 years in each level, and that was a lot of time at that time. Going to such a deep level of the dream, Maya could not understand the difference between reality and the dream world. So Maya tells Kobe one day, "This is a dream world, so if we want to return to the real world, we have to wake up. And to wake up, we both have to die in the dream world." Let's make one thing clear here. If they died in the fourth layer of the dream, then they will reach the third level. Then, if they die in the third level, they will return to the second phase as usual. And if they die in the second stage, then to the first stage. This is how they can return to the real world. Now, as they go deeper into the dream, they have to return to reality through one layer at a time. This is how Kobe and Maya return to their reality through one layer at a time. But Maya suddenly feels that they are still in the dream world. So, to get out of here, she has to die. However, Kobe repeatedly tells her that we have already returned to reality. But Maya had Kobe's words engraved in her mind that they had to die to return to reality from their dream world. As a result, that is what happened. Kobe returns home with flowers on the occasion of their wedding anniversary and finds Maya sitting on the porch of the house. As soon as Kobe enters the house, Maya keeps saying the same thing, that if she wants to step into the real world, she will have to die. Kobe tries to convince her a lot, but Maya, not understanding it at all, plans to jump off the window. She says in advance that, "I have left a letter with my lawyer. If I die, then no one will be responsible for me, but you, Kobe." Saying this, she jumps off the window and dies there. Then, according to Maya's letter, the police come after Kobe and Kobe is forced to leave the country. As a result, he is separated from his two children. This was the past story of Kobe's life. Now in reality, Saito makes him an offer in the helicopter. He says that if Kobe can do his job, he will arrange for him to return to the country. Moreover, Saito will use his power to permanently close the police cases on him. After listening to all these conversations, Kobe agrees to this offer. So now his new target is Robert Fisher, in whose head he has to put an idea so that Robert no longer runs his father's company. Now Kobe needs a big team to do this dangerous job. Also, what is needed most is a good architect, who can create a perfect environment like reality, with his imagination, whose architecture will make everything from the building to the road look like reality. For this job, Kobe hires a girl named Adrian, who was a skilled architect, but she had never shared her dreams with anyone before. So Adrian had no idea about this dream world. Anyway, Kobe started teaching her about this dream world. Although Adrian initially thinks the dream world is a false fantasy, she is gradually amazed by the complexity and closeness of the environment to reality. Kobe teaches her how to create a complete environment for the dream, such as streets, buildings, stairs, everything. At one point, Kobe himself takes Adrian into the dream, but Adrian does not even realize that she is in a dream. Suddenly, a strange thing begins to happen in the dream. People on the street start looking at her, and a kind of pressure builds up around her. Kobe then explains that when someone disrupts the reality that creates the dreamer, the subconscious defense system of the dream is activated. Adrian begins to do the impossible with the help of her imagination, something impossible, such as a folding ladder or a strange type of staircase. It turns out that she is incredibly talented at creating dreams. Kobe changes things in his dream to prove to Adrian. However, Adrian does not believe that she is in a dream. Then Kobe tells her that it is very difficult to distinguish between dreams and reality. However, during this education, Maya keeps appearing from Kobe's subconscious, which terrifies Adrian. In this dream, Maya comes and stabs Adrian in the stomach. As a result, Adrian wakes up and says, "I won't do this again." But later, when she realizes the importance of this work and how big her role is, she agrees. Later, Adrian asks Kobe, "Who is this Maya? Why does she keep coming to your dreams and trying to break everything?" Hearing these words, Kobe explains everything to her. He says that his wife loved him deeply. The power of that love was so strong that Kobe still hasn't been able to forget Maya. Although Maya has died a long time ago in reality, Maya is still alive in Kobe's countless memories. These dreams come back to the dream world, in the form of Maya, again and again. Then, Kobe explains that whenever he enters the dream world, his subconscious memories of Maya is frozen in such a way that she actively enters the dream. This Maya doesn't want Kobe to succeed in anything else. so she wants to destroy everything, so that Kobe will leave all this behind and come to her. Maya wants him to leave everything behind and accept death, so that they can return to the world of reality together again. Hearing these words, Adrian understands for the first time that how deep mental pain Kobe is going through. He feels that the biggest obstacle to this mission is not outsiders, but Kobe's own mind, his past, his guilt. In this memory, his biggest enemy is his wife. Kobe also reveals that the machine used to go to his dream world was originally built by the army for their own needs. Their main purpose was to train soldiers while they sleep, so that they could be more skilled in real combat. But later, Kobe and his team collect all the information about that machine and build another machine themselves. To successfully carry out this complex task, Kobe then builds an efficient team. First, a person named Image is included in his team. Image is a person who understands the structure, habits, and memories of the human subconscious very well. The most important thing is that Image can easily take the form of a person by observing their expressions, behavior, language, and gestures. Now in the dream world, he can transform into someone else, which was a kind of trick or deception. So Image is an experienced and skilled member of this work. Then he goes to a herbalist named Yusuf. Yusuf is an expert who can make medicine from various herbal ingredients. For this purpose, Yusuf makes a medicine that makes people fall into a deep sleep and not wake up easily. Yusuf can even make such mixtures that make the sleeping state last for a long time and even go into a dream within a dream. In this way, Kobe gradually recruits every important member for his mission. So his next step is to make a perfect plan. He gathers everyone in one place and tells them that such a big and complex mission cannot be completed in a single dream level. Because this time, their task is not to steal information, but to plant a completely new idea in a person's mind, which is called Inception. This task is so delicate and complex that to do this, he says, we have to create multiple dream layers. This means that they will go into a dream one after another, and their work will be completed step by step in each layer. He plans to create a total of 3 layers of dreams. Then Kobe convinces everyone that in order to go from the real world to the dream world, they will have to sleep with their target Robert Fisher at the same time and take him to the dream level while sleeping. For this, Yusuf will make a powerful drug that will keep them all in a deep sleep for at least 10 hours. Now Kobe explains the calculation of time. He says that dream time runs much slower than real time. In the first layer, they will get a week. In the second layer, they will get 6 months. And in the third layer, they will get a much longer time, such as 10 years. Now they have to succeed in their mission within this entire time. And their main target is to plant an idea in Robert Fisher's brain, so that he will break up his father's company himself. However, they have to be very careful here, because the medicine that Yusuf has made to sleep for 10 hours is very powerful. As a result, if someone dies in the first layer of the dream, he will not be able to return to the real world, but his brain will sleep forever. Everyone must keep this terrible risk in mind. They will also set a timer in each level, so that they can understand exactly how much time they are spending in which level. Then it is very important for them to measure and calculate time. Because once the time runs out, there will be no more opportunity to do anything. So based on the time, they will decide when to start and end which stage of the mission. Now they start discussing how to gradually introduce the new idea into Robert Fisher's brain. This idea must be introduced in such a way that it seems like Robert's own thought. He must not somehow understand that it has been planted by someone outside. So they decide that in the first level dream, they will introduce an initial idea into Robert's head. For example, I will not walk the path my father has made. This idea will be the main seed. Then in the second and third levels, they will gradually go deeper, taking this same pattern, so that this idea is well embedded in his mind. This is how they start to create the whole plan. Because a little mistake means being lost forever. Then in the second level dream, they will introduce the idea into Robert's head, that he will do something for himself, make his own decisions. He will not live in the shadow of someone else. At this level, his mind will be influenced in such a way that self-reliance is born in him. That is, the first level idea will now be embedded more firmly in him. Then, going into the third level of dreams, they will convince Robert that his father did not actually want Robert to be like him. Rather, he wanted Robert to live his own life. In this way, a completely new reality will be gradually instilled in Robert. Now the question is, to make this whole plan 100% effective, Robert must first be brought to them. So only then can they connect that machine to Robert's head and take him into his sleep and do all the work. So now the main target becomes to safely capture Robert and connect him to their machine. Accordingly, they learn that Robert goes from Sydney to Los Angeles once a week, which is one of the longest flights in the world. The duration of this long flight could be the ideal time for their inception. Meanwhile, they get another important piece of information that Robert's father has already died. This means that Robert is now mentally weak and sensitive, and it will be much easier to insert new ideas into his mind at this time. Considering all this, they decide that the entire team will board the same flight with Robert today. On that flight, they will target Robert, and all of them will take sleeping pills and enter their dreams. Now, to ensure this dangerous plan, Saito buys the entire plane. Not only that, He recruits the pilot and flight attendants of the plane, so that there is no room for suspicion. But here, Kobe's tension begins. Because if this mission fails, Saito will not help him anymore. That means that as soon as he gets off the plane, the American police will arrest Kobe. This is how they finalize the plan. But Kobe knows that this mission is not just an inception for him, but also the last chance of his life. A few days later, at the time he has decided, the entire team boards the specific flight with Robert. This time, sitting on the plane, they very cleverly mix sleeping pills with Robert's water and make him unconscious. As soon as Robert becomes unconscious, he is connected to the dream machine. Then, one by one, the rest of his team members took the specific medicine, and everyone entered the first stage of the dream. In the first level, it is seen that they are all in a moving car, and Robert is still unconscious. Right then, they kidnap Robert and put him in the car. But shortly after they start driving, a group of people suddenly start shooting at them. At first, it may seem that they are some outside gang, but in reality they are not. They are the creation of Robert Fisher's own imagination, that is, the security force in his subconscious mind. Because Robert's subconscious mind understands that someone is entering the depths of his mind, and he creates an armed force to protect his mind. Thus begins the first layer of war within the dream level. From here, we understand that Robert is a clever and aware person, because he knows that information can be stolen, even in dreams. In reality, people are given some specific type of inner mind training to protect their mind's information from such enemies. As a result of this training, when someone is asleep, their subconscious mind is always active, and their thoughts and ideas build up a kind of security around them. For the same reason, Robert's subconscious mind was active, and he formed a team without his knowledge. But an important thing here is that Robert does not know that these people are his own creation. Rather, he thinks that he is actually going through some natural danger, but he does not know that he is now in a dream. That is, despite his own training, he has not yet found a match between dream and reality. Amidst such terrible gunfire, a bullet suddenly hits Saito's body. This bullet injury is very serious and makes the entire mission uncertain, because at this moment he is in a deep dream state, and if someone dies at this level, he will never be able to come back alive. Now the question is, will Saito survive? And how will the mission proceed in this situation? Now they all reach some kind of safe place with Robert. Even though the sound of gunfire around has stopped, the atmosphere is still full of suppressed tension. Robert was still confused. He didn't understand what was going on. Saito was lying there, bleeding from a gunshot wound. His condition was getting worse. In this situation, arguments started among their team. Someone said, "We should kill Saito now. Then at least he can go to the real world." But then Kobe stood up. He said, "No, if I kill him now, he won't be able to wake up." Hearing Kobe's words, the suppressed panic appeared on everyone's faces. Everyone realized that the situation was much more complicated than they had thought. Then Kobe said again, "We have to take them forward. Maybe if we go to the second level of dreams, his pain will be less." Hearing all this, everyone agreed with Kobe's decision. Then they focused on the mission again, because time was moving fast. In this way, their job was to plant a seed in Robert's mind and adapt it to their own thinking. They now appeared in front of Robert, and after that, Image comes out of his room and takes the form of a man Robert knows. He takes the form of Robert's uncle Peter Boeing, who is a trusted colleague of Robert's father's company. Image knows that in order to influence Robert's mind, he needs to take the form of someone he can easily trust. Here, Kobe arranges the drama in such a way that Robert understands that his uncle has imprisoned him. Robert sees that he is not alone. His close friend Peter is also trapped in this state of captivity. In this mental state, Robert softens a little, and that is when the main story begins. Peter gradually trusts Robert. He tells Robert, "You don't need to be like your father was. You have the ability to create your own separate identity. You can do great things if you want to. You can prove to everyone that you can do a lot on your own." These words create a joy in Robert's mind. He starts thinking, "Really, I can do it myself." Then they all sit in a car. Sitting in the car, they take sleeping pills again. This time the mission will go deeper, meaning they will enter the second level of dreams. Meanwhile, Yusuf remains in the first level of dreams. His job is to keep the car safe by keeping it locked, and, if necessary, to create a kick to wake everyone up. After passing through one level of the dream, it is now Robert's turn to sow seeds deeper into his mind. When he reaches the second level of the dream, it is seen that they are all in a large hotel. Here, Kobe himself first goes to Robert and tries to convince him that this is a dream, and Kobe is the protector of his subconscious mind. Since Robert had previously taken security training, Kobe tries several times to convince him that Kobe is his security guard who has come to protect him in the dream. After listening to Kobe's words, he gradually starts to believe him. As a result, the real security force in Robert's mind considers Robert as its enemy. For this reason, they start attacking in front of Kobe, but Kobe kills them all one by one. Then he asks Robert what exactly happened to him in reality, before coming to the dream. He wants to know this because this memory is the key to entering their third level. After many attempts, Robert is slowly able to remember those memories. Then, while he was talking to Robert, Image again entered the room in the form of Peter. Then his team put a gun to Peter's head and started convincing Robert that his uncle wanted to kidnap him. And for that purpose, he entered Robert's dream and tried to find out the password to his locker. Right then, Peter admitted, "Yes, I kidnapped you, because I don't want you to read the last will left by your father, because that will says that you should try to do something yourself without using your father's property." Then Kobe tries to convince Robert that now we have to enter Peter's dream. And when we get there, we will know if he is telling the truth. Actually, Kobe wanted to enter a deeper level of Robert's dream here. And in this state, that is, from the second layer, he started working on the mountain. Now, on the third layer, it is seen that they have reached an icy and inaccessible area, where there is a huge building, and there are arms guard around it. Meanwhile, Saito is now very sick. Blood is also coming out of his mouth, because Saito was shot in the first layer of the dream. Then Kobe shows Robert the secure building and says, "You have to go to this safe house. There you will see your father." In fact, this safe house is a reflection of Robert's brain. This is where the secret documents or lockers of their family company are located. Originally, when Kobe asked Robert in the second layer, "What exactly happened to you before coming to this dream?" his intention was to stimulate these memories and create a safe house in Robert's brain, because Kobe knew that they had to enter this safe house to complete their main task. That is, when Kobe asked Robert what happened before coming to the dream, Robert's memory of the safe house came to mind. That is why he is now seeing this safe house in the dream. And there is also an explanation for the presence of Robert's father, Marcio, in this safe house. When Robert started remembering old memories in the second level of the dream, he remembered how his father died in the hospital bed. Now that memory became fresh once again, and it can be seen in this safe house. Then Kobe's team and Robert entered the building together. They shot and killed all the security personnel there. Everything was going almost as if it was going well. But then suddenly Kobe's wife Maya appeared at the place, and without saying anything, directly shot Robert. As a result, Robert died in the dream before the scheduled time. Since they all took extreme sleeping pills, Robert did not wake up from sleep, but went into a deep dream. That is, a coma. That is, to a deeper level from which it is almost impossible to return. After this incident, Kobe decides that Robert must be brought back to him at any cost. If someone does not return, their entire mission will fail. The fact that Robert has gone into a coma means that he has now entered the longest dream level. And with him, Saito's condition is also rapidly deteriorating. That is, he will soon go into a coma. In this situation, Kobe decides that he will enter another level, Robert's coma world, with Adrian. In this level, they have to find Robert and bring him back to the third level. After arriving here, Kobe realizes that this is the place where Kobe and his wife used to dream together. Kobe knew that Maya would return here again and, just like before, would interfere with his mission. So this time, Kobe goes straight to his Maya in the room where they used to live together. Kobe reaches Adriana and finds that Maya has already imprisoned Robert in the room. Maya then tells Kobe, "I will release Robert on one condition if you stay here with me forever." Hearing this, Adriana does not hesitate and throws Robert down from the top so that he can wake up on the third level. Then Adriana herself shoots Maya, and she also jumps down from the top. As a result, both Adriana and Robert return to the third level of the dream and are saved from the world of coma. Meanwhile, when Robert returns to the third level, he enters the specific room that was shown as his safe house. Robert sees his father lying sick here, and he feels that his father never loved him. But when he finds an old locker in that room, he sees that there is a toy from his childhood and a piece of paper there. Just then, his father tells him, "I was angry with you because you always wanted to be like me, but I wanted you to find yourself, develop your own beautiful identity." After hearing this, Robert's head was so impressed that he realized that it was very important to develop his own identity, because since his father did not want him to be like him, he would do something on his own from now on. In fact, these words were not his father's real words, but rather the product of Robert's imagination. So Robert now started to believe what Kobe's team told him to think. And as a result, this belief made Kobe's plan successful. Finally, when that belief was fully developed inside Robert, Image detonated the time bomb planted in that building. As a result, they all died in their dreams on the third level and returned to the second level. Just like that, by causing an explosion on the second level, they all returned to the first level again. However, one question remained. Did Kobe also come to the second and first layers as usual with everyone else? The answer is no, because we have already seen that. After sending Robert back from the coma to the third layer, Kobe crossed over to look for Saito. Then when everyone returns step by step, Kobe is nowhere to be seen. So where did Kobe go? Kobe is not actually lost anywhere. He has been looking for Saito for so long, and the opening scene of this movie is proof of that. That is, after many years of searching, Kobe finally finds Saito. Here they are both very old, and here Saito tries to remind him of the old words. After hearing all this, Saito also remembers everything. Then they both kill themselves and start crossing the dream layer, and this is how they finally return to the real world. Now it is seen that they all wake up in the plane from where this dream started. After returning to reality, Robert has this idea in his head that he will no longer run his father's company. He will try to do something himself. Now that the mission is successful, the Saito also dismisses all the allegations against Kobe, citing his powers. Due to which he, after many years, can return to his home. So he comes straight to his home from the airport. Today, Kobe was very happy. But Kobe suddenly started to suspect that he was dreaming again. Thinking this, he started spinning the totem on a table in front of him. And the totem also started spinning completely. However, before the results show, Kobe's children called him from outside the house. Due to which Kobe became so happy that he forgot about the totem, and he came to his children. But after a few moments, it was seen that the totem was still spinning. And this is where the movie ends. That means, the ending of this movie will raise the question in the mind of the audience, whether it was actually a dream, or was it real? Many people give their own theories here. In my opinion, it was real. Because after Maya died in the real world, Kobe no longer wears his wedding ring, which we see in the last scene. When Kobe was spinning the totem, he didn't have a ring on his hand. And the rest is about the totem. We clearly see in the last scene that the totem wasn't spinning smoothly, but was shaking a little. In dreams, the totem never shakes. And this also indicates that maybe it will stop. That is, Kobe has really been able to return to his children in reality this time. Also, the movie has an emotional resolution. Nolan himself said that it is mainly the story of Kobe, the story of getting rid of his guilt. He let go of Maya, accepted his mistakes, and in the end, never looked back at the totem. Because the most important thing for him was to see his children's faces, whether in a dream or in reality. But the director has deliberately kept it a mystery, so that everyone can interpret it in their own way. So if you want, you can also make a dream ending in your own way. So what theory do you have in mind? Let me know in the comments, and see you very soon with the explanation of such a masterpiece movie. Until then, everyone stay well and healthy.